You just said that you need to censor yourself for this because I want to talk about Ben Simmons.
Bro, you know how I feel about Ben Simmons. I've said some things off the record about Ben Simmons that I can't say on the
I think
record.
are actually, beyond the pale. Like too much.
That are actually true, potentially?
Look, so Ben Simmons, for people who don't know, Ben Simmons,
Is
former
a
number
fraud.
1 overall pick, former Philadelphia 76er, now Brooklyn Net, is back playing basketball. He came back,
unfortunately,
just weeks ago after being away. And you and many people are already shitting all over his existence.
He's an embarrassment, and I don't know why he's still doing this to himself.
Have never stopped shitting all over his existence, I should say.
Just go enjoy your millions of dollars and watch Love is Blind. Like, why are you continuing to embarrass yourself?
You want him to just give up.
Bro, just enjoy the rich, like the spoils that you created.
I'm not here to say that Ben Simmons should be free from criticism. I call him a flying car without a stereo.
Yeah, which sounds awesome until he hey, shoot the ball, bro. And then what does he look like?
That's the stereo.
Camry or something. Like, enough.
That's the stereo. So look, I actually agree with you on this level. He needs to do something different about his shot. And many people have been saying this to him. And he does refuse to change. And that part has been very frustrating for me, the guy who's trying to carve out the lonely job of being Ben Simmons' political strategist. I've been trying to send him these messages around, like, do something different about your shot, because there have been many people who have struggled at the free throw line specifically, where Ben Simmons is abysmal.
To help out Ben Simmons. He misses again. He's missed 5 consecutive free throws now.
He's abysmal to the point where he's afraid even to really drive to the hoop in the same way because he's afraid he'll get fouled. This was the whole thing with the Hawks, where he passed the ball in Game 7 with the Sixers, and it was traumatic for me. And I just can point to many examples where, hey, Rick Barry became a over 80% free throw shooter.
89%.
Because he did what? He shot granny style with 2 hands. And Rick Barry's been saying this forever.
With my two-handed, underhanded free throw, it's a lot easier, I feel, to get in a relaxed situation. I like to bounce the ball, arms hang down, my knees are bent, I'm relaxed, cock the wrists, follow through.
So do that.
The thing is, as embarrassing as that looks, it's not as embarrassing as what Ben Simmons is doing because the ball's going in the net, 89% of the time.
I do want to be fair to Ben Simmons, his free throw stats here, because career, he's... This is bad.
What's the number? Go ahead.
Yeah, sub 60%, 59% career.
Bro, I'm not even kidding you. I could do better than that.
Sub 50%.
No one's guarding him at the free throw line. You understand that,
And in
right?
fact, he's taking fewer free throws than ever so far this year.
Pathetic.
Less than 1 a game because he doesn't want to even try.
No, it's pathetic.
The other thing that's just crazy about this to me, if he will listen to me for a second, Ben will listen to me, is that in Korea, in the Korean Basketball League, they're doing something completely different from Rick Barry that's also working. Because watch this, Cortez. Look at this. So this is Korean basketball, and these guys are deliberately shooting bank shots.
Oh, interesting.
At the free throw line.
Huh.
And so all of these, they look stupid as hell, deliberately trying to shoot it off the glass. But these guys are collectively shooting, like Rick Barry, over 80% doing this. It's working.
Clearly.
It's ironic, right? You don't want to be humiliated. And so you do something repeatedly over and over again that results in more humiliation when the real solution, I would argue, is to embrace a technique that everybody does and has for a very long time laughed at.
No, 100%. That's well said. And so if he started doing this and looked like an imbecile in his eyes, he'd look less like an imbecile in my eyes because the ball would be going in the net.
And he's trying something different, right? And so to me, sports history is full of these things. Sports is such a great case study in the ways in which people's desire to not look stupid make them worse at their jobs, right? So for instance, I've been thinking a lot about Dick Fosbury.
Who?
Dick Fosbury is the guy who changed the high jump. He was an Olympian, 1968 Mexico City, Summer Games. He changes the high jump because, as he explains it, he did this.
When I was in grade school at Roosevelt, I learned the scissors style, which was an old style. Got into high school where my coach tried to convert me to the classic style. I was a complete failure, went back to the scissors, and I changed it. I moved my body position in order to jump higher and make it easier.
He does the whole thing facing backwards, the way he came.
It was so radically different that it garnered a lot of attention, and everywhere I went, the crowd was going nuts. It took a generation for all of the high jumpers to adopt it, but today it's universal.
I saw you.
Saw me what?
Very, very obviously grinning as soon as he said I was scissoring. But he changed it to the point where he now moves his center of gravity because he's going backwards head first over the bar, and he inspired literally everybody else in the sport to do the same thing. And it looked stupid at first.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to do an episode today. Did you just burp?
No, I cleared my throat. If you wanted me to burp, I'll burp into the microphone.
I don't want you to. Okay, very good. What I wanted to do, speaking of looking stupid, is find the foremost example as an inspiration, potentially, for Ben Simmons, for a guy who did exactly this, right? A more modern example. Because they decided to look dumb, got better and changed everything. And so I had to go bowling.
Really?
That's right.
You probably suck at bowling.
Not anymore.